Hi, and welcome to the webinar Destination Happiness. I'm so excited that you're here, and I can't wait to spend the next 30 minutes with you. In part 1 of this webinar, we are answering the question, what really is happiness? And in part 2, I will give you 3 ways to get there. In part 3, you get 3 actionable steps you can take today to change your life forever. At the end, you'll receive an offer. I want to be upfront. At the end, I am making you an offer so you can continue on this journey towards happiness and freedom. Now, you have come to the right place if you simply just want to be happy. No matter where you are today, you just want more happiness in your life. Maybe you feel like something is wrong, but you don't know what. You feel stuck and don't know how to move forward. You have come to the right place if you want more out of life. You feel like life is passing you by and you just know that there is so much more to life than what you are currently experiencing. You have realized that you need and want to change, you just don't know how to. Lastly, you might be struggling daily with unwanted emotions like depression, anxiety, or sadness, and you just want to feel happy and peaceful so you can enjoy and live your life. After this webinar, you will feel excited and motivated to find what happiness really means to you and make the changes needed to create a life of happiness and take the steps to change your life forever. Now, are you ready for takeoff? What is really happiness? The definition reads that happiness is the state of being happy, and the definition of happy on Google is feeling or showing pleasure or contentment. I choose to describe happiness as being in a state where you are present in your body and able to feel all the good emotions. Happiness is what happiness means to you. You know that feeling when you can just feel all the good feels, like the really good energy, a good vibe. You can feel it in your heart and sometimes in your whole body. You just know that this is the feeling of happiness. We have a tendency to think that what makes us happy is something external, something outside ourselves. That when we reach our goal or get some material thing, then we will feel happy. The secret, though, is that we do not, in fact, need anything external to feel happy. We can feel happy now. We have the power to decide how we feel. You can decide right now to enter the state of happiness. If you try to feel happy right now, you might be able to do that easily, or you might need some time to get there. There might even be something standing in the way of your ability to create that feeling right now. There may be negative emotions that you're holding on to from the past, some beliefs that limit you from feeling happiness, or maybe you have had bad experiences and are carrying bad memories with you. Whether you realize this consciously or not, these are stored in our subconscious mind and are affecting every decision we make and our ability to feel happy. That is why, on our way to destination happiness, we are on the journey of clearing mental and emotional space in our current moment to make room for more happiness. So, as a reminder, no one else can decide what happiness is or feels like to you. Sometimes we get confused and think that we need to follow what others deem as happiness. Having a big house, a high-paying job, or even having a family. Sometimes we assess our happiness from our mind instead of from our heart. And that is why it is incredibly important to find what happiness means to you so you can create a life of happiness for you. Before we talk about how we get to destination happiness, it is time to introduce myself. Hi, I am Elizabeth, and I am really excited that you are here and that you have decided to find your happiness. I am an Aries. I am a generator according to human design. I love to travel, and I'm a lover of all reality TV. It's time to admit it. I absolutely love it. I am also certified in different coaching modalities such as neurolinguistic programming, time, and hypnosis, and I am passionate about helping people create a life of happiness, inspiration, and freedom. For most of my adult life, I have felt as if something was wrong, and the only way I knew how to describe it was that I did not feel good. I didn't understand why I wasn't able to just be happy. My days consisted of managing unwanted emotions such as depression, anxiety, and sadness, and I ended up living my life with willpower and force. I was stuck and I was not able to move forward. I spent 2 decades trying to find answers to these 2 questions. What is wrong with me, and how do I fix it? I thought if I found the answers to these 2 questions, then I could also find the solution. I was in a loop. This was my life until a couple of years ago when I found self-development. A whole new world opened up. There were new other questions and therefore new answers and solutions. Today, I feel inspired and happy. I can handle my emotions in a healthy way. I have released what no longer serves me. My life is full of possibilities and I am really excited about my future. And best of all, I feel free to just be me. Now I want to help others do the same. So what really happened to kickstart this journey? Well, I realized that I have the power to change. It is time for part 2. How do we get there? And we start with a little story. You can close your eyes if you want to and just follow along on this little journey. Imagine yourself standing in a room and you have a door in front of you. You look through a little window on the door and on the other side you see where you want to go. You know for certain that if you get through that door, you will get what you want. The thing is, though, that you don't have the key to the door. You have a bunch of keys, an infinite amount, but you haven't been able to find the key. You are still looking. It has to be there because you see the door and you see what you want through the window, so eventually you have to find the key. And just imagine when you find it, all will be well. You have looked around the room now and then and you have seen doors on the other walls, but they don't seem to lead you to where you want to go. And you have already seen that what you want is behind this door. After spending weeks, months, and maybe even years looking for your key, you hear a sound. You get a hunch and you start walking around the room. You walk around a corner and there you see a smaller door with no windows. The key is in the door. That's strange. Why is that key there? Why is it so easy to go through this door? For some reason, maybe because you're tired of looking for your key, you feel pulled towards it. You turn the key and you open the door. The room behind the door is absolutely gorgeous, and you feel kind of excited to experience whatever this entails. Maybe you can experience or even learn something new. You go through more doors like this, many, and some doors even lead back to a room where you have been before, but then you just choose a new door. For every door you open, you bring with you at least one new lesson, and you just keep going and you keep moving forward. You finally make it to a room where you want to stay for a little while. It is absolutely beautiful, and you can't believe that this is something that exists and that you get to experience it. You feel so peaceful and happy. Then all of a sudden you remember the door you worked so hard to open, that you had focused on for so long, years, maybe even decades, and you realize that where you are now is 10 times more and 10 times different than what you longed for back then. And you also realize that what you thought you needed and wanted was never really going to lead you forward. If you have your eyes closed, you can open them now. What I wanted to illustrate with this little story is the first way to get to destination happiness. It is by shifting your focus. You can change your focus from one specific challenge to focusing on something that does not require you to even solve that same problem. In fact, that challenge doesn't even matter when you shift focus because you will be in such a different place. If you are currently struggling with unwanted emotions, feelings, or behaviors, ask yourself, how long have you had your focus on it, and how much time have you spent looking for the solution to your exact challenge? And if you have spent a lot of time on it and still haven't found an answer, maybe it is worth shifting your focus to see if there is another door for you. There is also another component to this. What we focus on is what we get more of. So if we focus on, as an example, being stuck and not being able to move forward, that is what we will get more of. This is how our subconscious mind works. Our subconscious mind will never make us a liar. So when we focus on something, our subconscious mind will help us by drawing our attention to anything that will support your focus. Have you noticed that if you have decided to buy, let's say, a pair of pink pants, all of a sudden everyone is wearing pink pants and you see them everywhere? Do you think more people are really wearing pink pants? No, they are not. It is your subconscious mind drawing your attention to them because that is your focus. The second way of getting there is by changing the way you think. We have between 12 to 60,000 thoughts per day. 80% of those are negative and 95% are the same thoughts you had the day before. 80% are negative. That is what happens if we let our thoughts keep running on autopilot. Is that not just mind-blowing? This is why changing the way we think and reviewing our mindset is so important. I can talk about mindset for days, but I'll just ask a simple question. Who do you think will be more successful? The person who thinks that they can, or the person who thinks that they can't? Our thoughts decide our actions, and our actions decide our results. When you realize the power of your mind and you start to change the way you think, you will be surprised at how fast your life will change. Now, if this all seems like a lot, don't worry. Inside my self-development course, Free to Be Me, I guide you through this journey, so stick around to hear more. The last way that we're going to cover in this webinar to reach destination happiness is getting back to you. And in order to get back to you, we need a change. You have the power to change your life by changing you. That is right, you can change. You can change your personality, you can change your identity. We have the power to change. I love this saying by Jim Rohn. If you don't like where you are, move. You're not a tree. We have a tendency to think that our personality and identity is set, and that we just have to stay the way we are, and that we'll have to be that way for the rest of our life. That we and those around us just have to accept that this is who you are and that is it. That is not true. In fact, whatever you are not changing, you are choosing. You are responsible for how you show up in this world because you have the power to change. Now, I want to be clear. When I talk about changing who you are, I am not saying that you should strive to be someone who you are not. What we really want to do is to change back to who we really are and who we were always meant to be. In our lives, we have taken on so much conditioning and we have adjusted and changed ourselves to fit into our external environment and those around us. So when I say we want to change who we are, I really mean getting back to who we really are. the true you. But it's not realistic to think that I can change. I am who I am. Well, first of all, what does realistic even mean? Realistic is just describing a box that you have created and limits that you have set of what you think is possible or not. Realistic is not something fixed that we can use to really measure anything. And second of all, you have the choice. You have the choice to stay where you are and maybe look through 1,000 keys for your door, or you can choose a new door to change and find your happiness. What will make you feel better? To stay where you are and keep running into the same challenges, or try something new to see if that feels better? But my life is set, and living in the environment I am in will always be stressful. There is just no way that this applies to my situation. Here's an example. Let's say two people are in the exact same situation. They both have a family, a dog, and a full-time job. One person's day is filled with stress, worry, and anxiety, while the other person experiences peace, joy, and happiness. We can agree that this is possible, right? The key to what each person is experiencing is on the inside. Maybe the person that is happy has released all their old emotions that they were holding on to from the past. Maybe they have forgiven themselves and others. Maybe they have powerful beliefs and they do not worry or overthink because they trust themselves to handle any situation that might come up. They have the space in their life to be present and happy. It all starts with the decision. Now here's a summary. Our destination is happiness, and on our itinerary, in order to get there, we want to shift our focus, change the way we think, and get back to who we truly are. As we are on this journey to our destination happiness, it is important that we also bring self-love, self-acceptance, and gratitude. Gratitude for where we are now, and gratitude for who we are now. Ironically, this is also most likely a change for us as we are so eager to look for the next thing, the next goal. In our suitcase, on our way to destination happiness, we bring self-love and self-acceptance for who we are today while also striving to become the best version of ourselves. Now, I promised you some actionable steps. The first one is observe your thinking. Before we start to change the way we think, we have to have awareness of how we are thinking now. Is your self-talk positive? Would you talk to someone you love the same way you talk to yourself? Are your thoughts supporting you, or are they bringing you down? Start questioning why you think the way you do, and you will definitely experience some aha moments. Trust me. The second step is say no to things that don't make you happy. Say no to things you don't want to do. And when saying no, you don't even have to give an excuse. It seems so obvious, but a lot of us have a tendency to people please. There is no reason why we should give away our energy or time to someone or something if we don't want to. We can simply say, "No, I can't join today." The third step is how we make sure we stay on the right path. Check in with yourself once a day, preferably in the morning, so you can make sure that you're creating your day and your happiness with intention. We want to make sure that we don't let our mindset stay on autopilot. Remember, 80% of our thoughts are negative and 95% are repeated. We need to make sure that we keep our focus on what we really, really want. And a good way of doing this is to have a simple check-in with yourself every day. So why is all of this so important? Because you deserve to be happy. You are here now. You matter. What you want matters, and what you need matters. Your happiness is important, and you deserve to experience life to the fullest. When was the last time you were excited for something? When was the last time you felt bliss? When was the last time you did something new for the first time? When was the last time you had butterflies? When was the last time you put yourself first? When was the last time you were just happy and free to just be? I want you to take a second and imagine what your life can look like. What will you gain if you decide to go on this journey? What will you miss out on if you stay where you are? I want you to experience inspiration and happiness. And most of all, I want you to experience the freedom to be who you really are, so you'll be able to follow your dreams and live a life of happiness. This is why I'm so excited to finally introduce Free to Be Me. Go from feeling stuck, depressed, and lost to inspired, happy, and free now by reconnecting with you and working with your powerful mind. The course consists of 6 modules. First, we'll learn about the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is responsible for 95% of our life. We need to learn how it works so we can work with it. It is like having a computer but not knowing how to use it. Then we talk about our mindset. As we learned earlier, the way we think and the thoughts we listen to are incredibly important to how we experience life. This module alone can drastically change your life. In the 3rd module, we get clear on what we really want. We dream big. To get where we want to go, we need to know more about where we are going. In Module 4, we'll learn how we can go through our emotions and how we can release emotions that are taking up valuable space. We also learn how we can practice forgiveness to release emotions we might be holding on to from our past. Module 5 is all about beliefs. Our beliefs create our reality, and we will specifically work with our limiting beliefs that are not supporting us on the journey towards happiness and freedom. In the last module, we are bringing it all together and we focus on the person we want to be. At this point, we will know what it means to be free to be me. The content in each module is presented in video form. It is presented in a way where it is direct and concise, and none of the videos are longer than 45 minutes. Every module has a workbook, and this is where you get to do the exploring and relate the content to your life. This is where the real magic happens. Free to Be Me also has 6 audio files with techniques for you to listen to. These techniques are truly powerful because they work both on a conscious and subconscious level. These are audios that you can come back to whenever you need them in life. We have 3 time techniques: goal in the future, release negative emotions, and release limiting beliefs. Then there's a forgiveness meditation, an inner child meditation, and lastly we have the Free to Be Me visualization. Here are what some of the students have said about the course. It is so exciting to be on this journey together, and I love getting messages from students who are creating real changes in their lives. Catherine said, "I actually started doing what I wanted." Isn't that just amazing? First, let me tell you why you want to keep working with me. I have invested more than $20,000 into my own self-development. I have spent hours, weeks, months, and years studying self-development. I have listened to podcasts, read books, seen webinars, taken courses, and so much more. I'm obsessed with personal development and how we can get back to who we truly are. I am certified and trained in powerful techniques to work with the subconscious mind. But most importantly, I have been where you are, and I have experienced the transformation myself. I did go from stuck, lost, and depressed to happy, inspired, and free to just be myself. I understand because I was there. I have spent 2 decades looking for answers, so you don't have to. Immediate access to Free to Be Me, a self-paced course with 6 modules and 6 audio techniques. You will have lifetime access to the course and all future updates, and you will be guided and supported on your journey. For those of you who are already in and thinking, yes, 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 you can join today, get immediate access, and you are ready for takeoff. I'll see you on the inside. And thank you so much for staying till the end of the webinar. I hope that you learned something new. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out in the DMs. I would love to hear from you. Have an amazing rest of the day, and I'll see you soon. Bye!